All right. Well, welcome to a special Saturday edition of the R&R Show. Sit back and relax and enjoy the best little sports show ever. I'm your host, Michael Roope, and this is my co-host, William Rumsey. Hello, William.
Howdy.
All right. Well, listen, things didn't work out quite as like we anticipated. This show was supposed to go off at the the Barstool Sports Sportsbook. The fine folks at Barstool was welcoming. Unfortunately, the Indiana State Gaming Commission stepped in and apparently they haven't heard of the R&R show, so they did not like
We tried
us.
to explain it to them, but
Yeah.
they just weren't having it.
Yeah, like I said, the Barstool Sports people were very accommodating, loving, what we were going to do. But unfortunately, the Indiana State Gaming Commission said, get back in your basement and do your show. So here we are. But that being said, we're going to do two segments here. We're going to do Saturday. Me and William are going to break down Saturday's playoff games, and we're also going to do another segment for Sunday's playoff games. Obviously, this is the time of season where the betting is amped up. By the looks of it at Barstool this morning, there was lines outside everywhere. Everybody's wanting to put in their bets. Gambling is more and more prevalent in society today.
It's an exciting weekend because you made the comment, I believe, last week. You're like, the 2 weeks from now is your favorite weekend. Well, with the new format, three games today, 3 games tomorrow. I mean, it's a football.
It's definitely
Nirvana.
Yeah, it really is.
So,
And because before we never ever got to 3 games, and now you've got 3 primetime games on each day. So we've got a total of 6 for the weekend. Never been done before, and this should be a lot of fun. And without further ado, let's jump into game number 1. We've got the Colts versus the Bills. Right now, we have that line holding pretty steady at 6.5. It's never got up to the 7 mark. Who do you like, William?
I actually like the Colts.
Okay.
I think, the Colts have a good running game with Jonathan Taylor, Hines out of the backfield catching passes. I think their defense is solid enough to bother Josh Allen, and I just think 6.5 is a big. I think the Bills will win by 3 or 4, but I think the Colts cover.
All right, I went back and forth on this game. The Colts could very easily win this game if they get up early and stay on script. Phillip Rivers is not going to go outside the box. He's not going to win a game on his own. If they stay on script, they get up early and are able to pound the ball because they do have one of probably the top 3 offensive linemen lines in football. But if they get down early, I'm telling you, it's going to be a rout. So what my eyes tell me right now, the Colts do not look. They kind of limped into the playoffs. They backdoored their way in. They lost. They gave up that lead against the Steelers. Then they had the Jacksonville game to basically get in. Okay, so they beat them 28-14. That's not impressive enough. And then you got on the flip side, the Bills have nothing to play for. Miami has everything to play for, and they throttled them.
Sure.
They absolutely throttled them. Bills are a Hail Mary away from winning 10 straight, the hottest team in football. To me, you lay the points and give me the Bills.
But it's the playoffs. Last year Josh Allen, he struggled towards the end of that game with the Texans. Not saying, he's definitely taking another step.
Definitely a different guy.
MVP candidate.
He doesn't have Diggs back then.
No, that's true. So, but I don't know. There's something that tells me the Colts are going to keep it close.
I could see them keeping it close early, but the Bills then start implying it. And here's where I'm going to say.
Imposing their will.
They will impose their will, a la Trojan style. And here's what I'm thinking here. I'm calling it a Tre'Davious White pick 6 off limp dick arm Phillip Rivers. I'm telling you. Calling it.
Okay.
So I'm going to, the Colts will keep it close early, but I think the Bills pull away and cover the 6.5, and you're on the flip side thinking take the Colts and the 6.5. Do you think they win outright, or do you just think they cover?
I just think they cover.
Okay.
I think the Bills win by 3 or 4.
Okay. And you know what?
I think on the flip side, I think Leonard from the Colts will have a big play to turn the tide of the game.
All right, we shall see. Should be a fun one. I know the
What's the weather going to be like? Do we know the weather? Let's see.
I don't know, but
Phillip Rivers is old.
Yeah.
We're old. We know what cold.
I will
does to
say
us.
this: the Bills are ranked 17th against the run, so you can run against them, and that's where it's going to be important for the Colts to stay on script. If they can continually run the ball, but if they get down early and Phillip has to do something to win it, game over.
He's a savvy veteran.
It's game over.
Or maybe I just like him because I wrote him in fantasy football.
No,
this year.
yeah,
But
well,
they said
possibly.
Temperature slightly above freezing with 5 to 10 mile per hour winds. No impact on weather, so should be good.
Yep. Give me the Bills, lay the points.
All right.
All right. Next game on the docket, we got our 4:40 game, the Rams versus the Seahawks. Why don't you go ahead first, William? What do you think about this game?
I am taking the Seahawks.
You like the Seahawks?
I like the Seahawks. I don't think Goff. I'm not quite sure. We talked about Goff earlier. I don't think he's going to play, or is he?
He's kind of kept it close to the vest. Sean McVay said they could see both. I think he just wanted to give the defense basically two people to play for, and I like that.
I just don't think the Rams' offense is very good. Russell Wilson, they've been very hit and miss this year, but in playoff football, I'm going to take Russ.
Well, they were letting Russ cook early and often, weeks 1 through 9. Mm-hmm. He was doing well, but I will tell you this: weeks 10 through 17, he was probably about the bottom third quarterback. That Seahawks offense is a mess. Now, Did they beat them earlier, just a couple weeks ago? Sure, but I'm telling you right now. Wolford, I think we'll see both the quarterbacks, but they get back Akers, they get back Whitworth, they get back Kupp. None of those guys played. They're playing today. Oh, that defense is a nightmare. I think they match up. They shut down Metcalf. I think Jalen Ramsey shuts down Metcalf. That, like I said, the Seahawks offense is a mess right now. You give me the Rams plus the 3.5. It's very important to get that hook. I think the Rams win outright, but with the 3.5, give it to me.
Okay. I think you mentioned Jalen Ramsey on Metcalf. I still think Metcalf will make some plays. He's just too good of a receiver. I look for Tyler Lockett to make a couple really strong plays and score a tutty to help the win.
I think Wolford's running ability just has another element to it, but again, I just think with the Rams getting some of their key players back, and most notably Whitworth, he stabilizes that line. Akers is clearly their best running back. And then Kupp, when you add Kupp with Woods, I believe that they're the only tandem to have a pair of 90-plus reception receivers in the NFL, and that's Woods and Kupp.
Okay.
That was kind of a little shocking when I heard that. Yeah. So I do like the Rams, Billy. You're on the flip side. Seahawks. All right, so we'll see where we.
You don't like that at all, do you?
No, I don't. Well, but those are the games. Everything tells you Seattle, Seattle, Seattle because of Russell Wilson, the name. I'm telling you, I don't like the way the Seahawks are looking very bad going into the playoffs. Next game, for the last game for the Saturday night docket, the 8:15 game, we got my beloved Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady against the Washington Potatoes.
I know. I just learned that they were called the Potatoes.
Yeah.
I was like, who are you talking about? Is that the Buccaneers or the Washington football team?
So right now we show that the line right now has been holding pretty much steady all week at 8 points. Who do you like in this one?
I actually like Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Playoff football. Nobody really knew what Tom was going to do in a new system this year. Threw 40 touchdown passes. They're rolling on offense right now. Granted, Washington's defensive line is really strong. How good is their secondary? Is Mike Evans playing? Do we know yet?
I don't know. I think he is. He's moving around pretty good.
Ronald Jones is back, so the running element. Is Fournette playing? Do we know?
That I don't.
Yeah. So Ronald Jones, Gronk is playing well. Chris Godwin has got his magic back. I don't think the Washington football team can score enough points.
This is the game I've went back and forth on. Pretty much all the things that you said. Tom Brady has not played well in night games. They said that he likes to get to bed early by 8, and when they put him in a night game, he's not won one. No primetime games this year. Obviously, traditionally, Brady does not. The way to beat Brady is getting after him with just a four-man front. If you're able to apply pressure to Brady, that it makes him uncomfortable. But who doesn't that make uncomfortable? When they say that, I kind of scoff at it. I'm like, no quarterback likes to be, have pressure up in front with obviously a four-man front. I mean, I can't.
All week was Chase Young. I want Tom. You saw that kind of controversy. Chase Young is a stud.
Yep.
He is a stud, so he is definitely going to bring pressure on Brady. Brady's an older man, but his pocket mobility, pocket presence, I think is good enough to pull the game out.
Yeah, I mean, Washington's playing with house money. Nobody expects them to be there. They've backdoored their kind of way in there. They haven't been impressive. I was actually going to take the potatoes plus the points, but after talking just now, I have now switched back because here's how I'm going to see it.
Did I sway you? I think I did.
I think here's how this is going to play out. I think the first series or two, the Bucs are going to spread out Washington. You will see some 4-receiver sets. Even maybe an extra. They might even get into some 5. They want to see how they block up those guys. I'll tell you right now, if Tampa can block those guys up without bringing a guy or two back in to shore it up, game over, because they have too many skill set guys and Tom reads those defenses better than anybody. And the guy I highly respect, Greg Cosell, said that Brady has been throwing the ball like he's 25 the last 4 weeks since the bye week. I'm telling you right now, Tom is on fire. As long as they can block up that front, go ahead and lay the points.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Tom's on a mission this year. He left New England. New England, obviously, it was the common. Was it Brady or Belichick? Chicken and the egg. Which one really drove the cart? And I think we realized that it's Tom. I'm not saying Belichick's a bad coach, but I think Tom. I go back.
Tom was smart.
40 touchdown passes for a 43-year-old man is just, another wrinkle from the Washington side of things. Antonio Gibson, that young running back, he is a stud, but he hurt his toe. I think he had turf toe.
Doesn't even matter. Even if he's full health, I don't think he has that over. Even if he's at full health, he wouldn't have over 50 yards. Tampa's run defense
but he can catch balls too, though.
Garbage.
Okay.
You know what? I was going with the potatoes when I sat down. More I think about it, Tampa Bay. Hey, Tampa Tom.
Yeah.
I love it. Give me some Tampa Tom. Lay the points. We feel good about that.
Okay.
All right. Well, that wraps up Saturday's picks. Again, go over your picks. Who do you like? You like what?
Oh.
You like the Colts?
Oh, man, I was spaced out there for a second, wasn't I?
Well, we have to reel him back in.
I'm so nervous about this chair you told me about. He told me I couldn't sit back on this chair because it's glued. I'm like, oh, man.
Easy.
Okay. So I've got the Colts, I've got the Seahawks, and I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So Colts, Seahawks, Buccaneers. I took the Bills. I took the Rams. And now I've swayed down. Go Tommy. Tommy will, he'll put all those late night game myths to rest. I just hope the field is in good condition because Washington usually has a sloppy field.
Yeah.
So
things are a little sloppy in Washington this week.
Well, yes, they are. So we'll see you guys back here in a second for the Sundays. Thank you.